Jesus
You are
said to his
listening to the Daily
disciples,
Homily for Magdala in
"Is
the
a
Holy
lamp
Land.
brought in to be placed under a bushel basket or under a bed, and not to be placed on a lampstand? For there is nothing hidden except to be made visible. Nothing is secret except to come to light. Anyone who has ears to hear ought to hear." He also told him, "Take care that you hear. The measure with which you measure will be measured out to you, and still more will be given to you. To the one who has, more will be given. From the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. When God created the world, and from all our scientific knowledge today, we could ask why he created all the universes. It would have been enough for the solar system, for humanity. And look at the abundance he created. An abundance of worlds, an abundance of stars, an abundance of energy from the sun that goes to waste. It's just thrown out there. The richness of the mystery of salvation is also an abundance of expression of love and a gift of love that we receive. And here we're made in the image and likeness of God. That's where we always have to start. The measure is God. Our measure is God. Even though we're very limited, we have a small toenail or a toothache and it knocks us out. We can't move. And our little tooth or a toenail shouldn't have much to do with a professor teaching, but he can't teach because of a toenail or a tooth. So we're very limited. And at the same time, our measure is God's measure. And when Jesus says, the measure you give will be the measure you receive, he's inviting us to the fullness of measure. Why would we want to give away a small measure? Because that's going to be the measure of what we receive. To understand that, to capture that, one thing is then to understand it, and another thing is to live it. And a lot of people have been very damaged, very hurt, very wronged, have suffered. We've all suffered injustice in one way or another, and some people have suffered very severe injustice in their present lifetime. Maybe our people that suffered it in previous hundreds of years. But we've learned to be miserly, to be tight, to not grant generosity in our judgment, to not grant generosity in goodwill. And there are some people that have that gift, it seems almost like natural, but we can all stretch. And every encounter with another person asks us to stretch our heart, to make our heart bigger, to also include that person, and to also include that people from that country, and to also include that social category from our country, and to also include those immigrants, and to also include the people who think differently and who even oppose us, to love them. The measure we give out, we are made for God's measure. And we can look, we also find this in the first reading we had today. And we have those lines toward the end which says, we must consider how to rouse one another to love and good works. That's the greatest teaching parents and grandparents can give their children. To rouse the children to love and to good works. To love the other. To rouse people to love. To give of themselves. And this is when we reach a greater fullness of happiness. And the greatest saints will be the most stretched ones. The ones that endured more and didn't condemn. The ones that endured more and still loved their enemies. The ones that endured more and forgave more. What a calling we have. Lord, this is the people that longs to see your face. We want the fullness of your face. We need to stretch the heart to its fullness to be able to encounter you, Lord.
Thank you for joining us today. If you want to learn more about Magdala, follow us on YouTube and on Facebook.